This is what happens when a whole bunch of nice people get on the stage at the same time, and we're all like, no, I don't want to, you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Soundwave.
When you look at the entire hip-hop game, every time people start hating or trying to tear down Kendrick Lamar, that's a clear sign he's just unlocked a new level of greatness. The more noise people make, the higher he climbs. And right now, the chaos from rapper fan bases and stan armies losing their minds over Kendrick's latest win at the Grammys is wild. It's everywhere, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. People can't stop talking because Kendrick's dominance is too much to ignore. After that insane run he's been on, stacking quality music, cultural impact, and chart-topping numbers, he's now proving that balance isn't just rare, it's elite. Only a handful of MCs in history have pulled that off, and Kendrick's out here making it look effortless. But here's where it gets even crazier. This time, it's not just about the rap categories. Kendrick went straight for the big stage, snatching up Record of the Year right in prime time. The crowd was in shock. He walked out of the Grammys holding 5 brand new trophies to go with the 5 he grabbed the year before, bringing his total to a wild 27 Grammys in his career. That's history in motion right there. Ever since the 2015 Grammys, it's been nothing but a non-stop climb for him. Seeing Kendrick pile up win after win like this got the hip-hop scene buzzing hard. You know how it goes. When one rapper wins too much, people start getting restless. But let's be real, his greatness just keeps growing, and not everyone can handle that. The spotlight on Kendrick Lamar has been intense, and it only got hotter when Trevor Noah dropped that savage joke right to Kendrick's face. He said Kendrick messed up Drake so bad that they're still studying the effects today. The crowd lost it, but that's exactly where the drama began, because not everyone in that room was laughing. Some rappers sitting right there on the Grammy floor looked tight, visibly annoyed while Kendrick was stacking trophies. Now, the noise coming from fans, critics, and even other artists is getting loud, real loud. Kendrick's winning again, and some people just can't take it. But here's the thing, moments like these reveal who's really uncomfortable with his dominance. Whenever Kendrick steps out and snatches another major win, the ones secretly rooting against him can't help but show themselves. Their jealousy slips out through every side eye, every tweet, and every backhanded congratulations. What's wild is how these big moments don't just highlight Kendrick's success, they expose the strange energy floating around the industry. People don't want to see him lead rap the way he does, but the truth is he's earned every inch of that crown. He's too commanding, too focused, and way too respected. And to top it all off, that Trevor Noah moment turned into one of the most viral clips of the entire show. Noah joked about Drake, gave props to Kendrick and 50 Cent, and talked about how both of them mastered the art of exposing fake people in their own lanes, through bars, visuals, and pure authenticity. It was part comedy, part truth bomb, and it had everyone buzzing. So when Trevor Noah joked about Kendrick's diss tracks and 50 Cent's Diddy Duck move, things took an interesting turn. Not long after that joke aired, 50 Cent himself shared the clip of the moment, Kendrick front and center at the Grammys, and dropped a short but powerful message. "Congratulations, Kendrick, top of the world." Simple, but that one line sent shockwaves through the rap world. See, this hit different because for the past year, 50 Cent had been downplaying Kendrick's wins, barely giving him any credit while publicly backing Drake. He was one of the few older legends who even bothered to defend Drake when most people had already started calling him out. So now, seeing 50 suddenly switch up and publicly salute Kendrick, that's wild. Fans immediately started flooding comment sections with theories, some saying it's strategic, others calling it karma. There's no clear answer why 50 did it. Maybe he's just finally giving props where they're due. He even shouted out J. Cole recently, so maybe he's on a give legends their flowers vibe instead of picking sides. Either way, the timing couldn't be more symbolic. Kendrick's moment is shining so bright that even his former skeptics can't ignore it anymore. But here's the real twist. When you zoom out and look at the optics, the story gets even messier. Drake, who probably thought 50 Cent had his back, now has to watch one of his biggest allies switch over and start cheering for Kendrick like everyone else. And the irony, it all happened during a joke that praised Kendrick and 50 for how they've exposed and humbled other big names in the game, Drake included. It's almost unbelievable how this keeps happening. Drake just can't seem to catch a break. Every time he takes an L, another rap legend drifts further from his corner. At this point, it's like watching history repeat itself, but louder, messier, and way more public. People can take 50 Cent's support for Kendrick however they want, but the real question now.
First and foremost, let's give a shout out to the late, great Luther Vandross. It was very, very, very important to keep the integrity of this record. I'm the producer of it, along with my guy Bridgeway, Jack Antonoff. Rose, I know you're out there. MTech, this is amazing. I'm not gonna take up too much time. I'll let everybody.
He even tried to clap back. It's wild, but that's Drake's pattern. Whenever someone doesn't pick his side, he quietly distances himself. But honestly, at this point, he might be too desperate to burn another bridge. Maybe he'll just swallow it and pretend nothing happened, because he knows going after 50 could backfire fast. The man's been running the internet for decades. Drake knows better than to test that energy. And while all this tension is still brewing, the Grammys themselves sparked even more fire. Kendrick's dominance had ripple effects all over social media, and what came next took things in a whole new direction. One post in particular started gaining traction, and it didn't even come from someone at the Grammys. It came from Token, a rapper who was watching the show from home. Now, Token usually gets memed as the lyrical miracle type rapper. People clown him for being too technical. But this time, he wasn't cracking jokes. He jumped online mid-show and dropped a bold opinion saying JID should have won rap album so the Grammys could embrace the future instead of what's already over-celebrated. That post instantly went viral. Some fans agreed, saying it's time to give new artists their shine, while others fired back, saying Kendrick is the standard. He's not over-celebrated, he's earned it. Either way, Token's comment poured even more fuel into an already blazing debate about what direction hip-hop should really be heading next. Big shout out to Kendrick. That Token post ended up blowing up huge. You could see the views climbing like crazy. It sparked a massive debate online about JID, Kendrick, and what it really means for the next generation of rappers. People were arguing non-stop, especially about whether JID is still the future or if that title's passed him by. Some fans were saying he's too talented to be overlooked, while others pointed out the hard truth. At his age, it's time to stop calling him up next and start asking why he hasn't taken over yet. The conversation got heated fast. But before that whole debate could even settle, the Grammy night itself gave us one of the most powerful moments in hip-hop. When Queen Latifah and Doechii stepped up to announce Best Rap Album, the energy in that room was electric. And when they said Kendrick Lamar's GNX was taking home the award, man, the place erupted. Cameras caught Tyler, the Creator, standing up and clapping proudly for Kendrick, and that moment said it all. You could feel the brotherhood between those artists. Kendrick, Tyler, and Clips, the respect was real. Kendrick even shouted them out in his speech, showing just how deep that bond runs. Seeing them all celebrate one another like that was a powerful reminder that not everything in rap has to be about competition or hate. What's crazy is how the internet loves to twist narratives, trying to paint Kendrick, Tyler, or even Clips as haters or people who don't want unity in hip-hop. But that night proved the total opposite. The way they showed up for each other, the love they gave, the respect they shared, it was a huge win for the culture. Real ones recognize real, and that kind of genuine support is rare to see in today's rap scene. That moment proved something big. It showed that Kendrick, Tyler, and Clips aren't.
To echo what he said, this is what music is about. Luther Vandross. This is special for me. I gotta take my time because it's one of my favorite artists of all time. And they granted us the privilege to do our version of it. When we got that clearance, I promise you, we damn near all dropped a tear.
Problem at all. They're out here uplifting hip-hop, pushing creativity, and spreading powerful messages through their art. The real issue lies with other rappers who don't want to stand for the culture. They just want fame without the substance. But that's another story entirely. What really stole attention next was who got left out of that brotherhood moment, and how salty he looked about it. The crazy thing is we wouldn't even know this if it wasn't for the Grammys production crew being straight up messy. When Kendrick was getting showered with love and respect from everyone in the building, the camera suddenly cut to JID, and his face said it all. He wasn't feeling it one bit. You could see the frustration written all over him. He looked tense, annoyed, and maybe even a little heartbroken watching Kendrick get his flowers while he sat empty-handed. And to be fair, who wouldn't be frustrated? Losing out on the biggest award of your career hurts, especially when you've worked your whole life for that moment. But still, there's a way to handle that kind of loss. You gotta keep your composure. Kendrick himself has been on the other side before. When Bad Bunny took home a major win, Kendrick didn't sulk or throw shade. He smiled, clapped, and showed love. That's what real professionalism looks like. So seeing JID's reaction, even if it was just a few seconds of frustration, instantly went viral. Everyone online was breaking it down, zooming in, and arguing about whether it was just disappointment or straight up bitterness. But one thing's for sure, the clip became a major talking point overnight. It showed how high the stakes were at that show, and how Kendrick's dominance continues to bring out every emotion imaginable in the people around him. For JID, the night felt different. Even though he had a Clips feature on his album, he still looked like the odd one out compared to that tight-knit circle of heavyweights, Kendrick, Tyler, and Clips. It was like he was standing just outside the gates of that hip-hop brotherhood. And things got even awkward when fans started pulling up old footage from the red carpet. When JID was asked who he thought should win Album of the Year, he quickly shouted out Bad Bunny and name-dropped a bunch of other artists, including Clips, but noticeably skipped over both Kendrick and Tyler. That move had people talking. Now, the internet has been on fire with takes. Thousands of fans are calling out JID, saying he's moving strange when it comes to Kendrick Lamar. Some are claiming he's just salty about losing, while others think it's deeper, a quiet tension between Dreamville and PG Lang, especially with how much love Kendrick was getting that night. Either way, people can tell JID wasn't vibing with the celebration, and the look on his face during the Grammys told a bigger story than any words could. But if you thought that was where the drama stopped, no chance. Kendrick's massive Grammy sweep didn't just break records, it shook the whole industry. Following his historic night, back-to-back years of complete domination, someone else decided to pop out of nowhere with very suspicious timing. With the Super Bowl coming up and all eyes already on Kendrick, this mystery artist dropped a letter and a few slick comments that many fans think were shade aimed right at Kendrick's wins. The timing was too perfect, almost like they couldn't stand seeing him shine again. And that's what's fueling this entire wave of jealousy and tension. Kendrick's success has people revealing their true feelings without even realizing it. The Grammys weren't just an award show this year, they turned into a full-blown reality show for the rap world. And speaking of jealousy, we've got to talk about the one and only Lil Wayne, because this next move had everyone confused and cracking jokes online. It all started when it was announced that Lil Wayne would be performing at the Clash Royale halftime show. Yes, you heard that right, Clash Royale, the mobile game. People couldn't believe it. The internet exploded with memes and disbelief. Like, how did one of the greatest rappers ever? Folks were saying there's no way this is real, but it was. It honestly looked like Wayne was so eager to do a halftime performance that he said yes to anything just to make it happen. The fact that Clash Royale even has a halftime show was wild enough, but seeing Wayne's name attached to it made the whole situation even crazier. But that wasn't even the end of it. Wayne decided to make things even more confusing by jumping into the Grammy conversation right after Kendrick's big night. Out of nowhere, he posted a message that said, "Congrats to the nominees and winners. Wasn't included as usual. I gotta work harder as usual. One time for my slime, Bill Belly." Now, at first glance, it seemed harmless, but fans instantly caught the tone. It sounded like Wayne was throwing a little shade, hinting that he felt snubbed by the Grammys again. And to top it off, people noticed that he was subtly comparing his upcoming Carter 6 to Kendrick's award-winning GNX. That stirred up even more chatter. So after being quiet for months, Wayne suddenly popped out around the same time Kendrick swept the Grammys and made a comment that sounded half bitter, half humble. Some fans took it as motivation, others called it salty. Either way, it was strange timing. Trying to decode what Lil Wayne really meant in 2026 is almost impossible. The man speaks in riddles, but one thing's clear, he wasn't happy about being left out of the spotlight again. Whether it was envy, pride, or just Wayne being Wayne, his message added another weird twist to the chaos that Kendrick's dominance set off this week. But just when everyone thought the drama had finally cooled off, things took yet another wild turn. Out of nowhere, social media started buzzing again, this time with people dissecting Lil Wayne's post and how it might be secretly aimed at Kendrick Lamar's dominance at the Grammys. Some fans swore Wayne was just expressing frustration about being overlooked, while others believed he was low-key throwing shade because Kendrick had completely taken over the spotlight. Either way, the tension was thick. Fans began comparing the Carter 6 and GNX, arguing about whose music still hits harder in 2026. Some said Wayne paved the road that Kendrick's walking on, while others clapped back, saying that Kendrick evolved the game in ways even Wayne never could. The debates got fiery fast, with both fan bases going back and forth non-stop. And as if the internet chaos wasn't enough, a few industry insiders decided to jump into the conversation too. Producers, engineers, and even a few anonymous sources began dropping cryptic posts, hinting that Wayne's statement wasn't just about the Grammys, it was about feeling left out of the current era of hip-hop entirely. That hit hard because Wayne's been a legend for decades, but lately he's been struggling to keep the same cultural grip he once had. Meanwhile, Kendrick stayed silent, letting the music and the trophy speak for themselves. That silence made the situation even louder. Fans were like, Kendrick's ignoring everyone because he's too busy winning. And honestly, they weren't wrong. Between his Grammy wins, record-breaking streams, and growing cultural influence, Kendrick's presence right now is unstoppable. Still, you could feel that weird mix of respect and envy floating around the industry. Artists who once inspired Kendrick are now watching him take the throne and set the standard, and not everyone's handling that gracefully. The energy in hip-hop feels tense, like a storm is brewing. People are waiting to see who's gonna speak up next, who's gonna throw shade, or who's brave enough to challenge him. One thing's for sure, Kendrick's run isn't just history in the making, it's shaking up the entire rap world, forcing everyone, legends included, to face the fact that the new era has fully arrived. Now with the industry still spinning from all that Grammy drama, Kendrick Lamar hasn't even said a word, and somehow that silence is louder than every diss and every tweet flying around right now. Everyone's waiting for him to speak, but Kendrick's just moving like a boss, watching the chaos unfold while staying untouchable. The more people talk, the higher his stock rises. It's like the whole rap game can't stop orbiting around his name. Behind the scenes, the tension's boiling. You've got artists feeling overlooked, labels scrambling to shift their next release dates, and even fans turning on their own faves just to defend Kendrick's dominance. It's wild. The energy feels like something big's coming, something that could change the tone of hip-hop for the rest of the year. And let's not ignore the numbers. Kendrick's streams jumped through the roof right after the Grammys. Every performance clip, every moment of him holding those trophies went viral instantly. People who weren't even paying attention before are now tuning in like, yo, this man's really running the game again. Meanwhile, the ones throwing shade can't get a fraction of that attention. But here's the thing, Kendrick's not even chasing validation anymore. You can feel it. He's beyond trying to prove himself to anyone. He's in that rare zone where his art speaks for itself, and everyone else is just catching up. That's what makes this moment so dangerous. He's not competing, he's creating history. Still, with the Super Bowl coming up and whispers about a surprise performance or announcement from Kendrick, fans are losing their minds trying to guess what's next. Is he about to drop new music? Is he about to make a statement? No one knows, but everyone's watching. Right now, it feels like we're witnessing a shift in real time. Kendrick Lamar sitting at the center of hip-hop's biggest storm, untouched and unstoppable. Every headline, every reaction, every jealous move only adds more
because we know how much him and Cheryl Lynn poured into that record. And being able to put our vocals of it, it proves that we were somewhat worthy to be just as great as them individuals.
Fuel to his legend. If this is just the start of 2026, then the rest of the year is about to be absolutely insane. And now as it does finally starts to settle, one thing is crystal clear. Kendrick Lamar has officially cemented himself as the most dominant force in hip-hop right now. The man didn't just win big, he made the entire culture react. Every headline, every cryptic post, every jealous comment, it all circles back to him. Even when he says nothing, the entire industry feels his presence. That's not just success, that's power. From the Grammys to the internet wars that followed, Kendrick turned what should have been a celebration into a full-blown hip-hop saga. Legends like Lil Wayne and younger stars like Jid all got pulled into the chaos, proving just how deep Kendrick's impact runs. Whether people love him, envy him, or can't stand to admit he's that good, everyone's still talking about him. And that's what separates greatness from regular success. But what makes this story even wilder is that Kendrick didn't have to lift a finger to cause all this chaos. His music, his art, and his energy did all the talking. While everyone else is out here fighting for attention, he's busy building a legacy that's only getting stronger with time. Each win, each verse, each performance, it's shaping him into the kind of artist that only comes around once in a generation. Still, you can feel the tension building, because if Kendrick decides to drop something new this year, especially around the Super Bowl, it could shake the entire game again. Fans are on edge, waiting for whatever he does next, and the rest of hip-hop is watching nervously, hoping they can keep up. So whether you're a fan or just someone caught in the storm, there's no denying it. Kendrick Lamar's dominance isn't just a moment, it's a movement. He's rewriting the rules of what it means to be a rap legend in real time. If you've been vibing with this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment about what you think Kendrick's next move will be. Do you think anyone in the game can catch up, or are we just witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime run from the king himself? Let's talk about it.